Good morning. I have overstimulation station happening in the background. They're watching Frozen on Ice so that I can just get ready for a minute. And it's like trying to avoid copyright, the Frozen on Ice. So they're playing like Caribbean steel drum music over Let It Go. I want to put you onto this t-shirt. It is my favorite basic t-shirt. Basically all my favorites are from Old Navy. This is the best tee from Old Navy. And it is the best tee. This is like where it hits on me, like belly button level. So it's like slightly cropped, but it's not like too skin tight. This is a medium. I could probably do smaller if I wanted like a more tight one. This is also wrinkly and has been worn, so it would probably shrink up a little if I washed and dried it. But it is just the best cut t-shirt. And then these are the tanks that I wear like every day. I could not find the one singular like racerback sports bra that I wear with these. And I wanted to wear a bra today for you guys. So this is the like snug crop ribbed tank tops. These are both like $8 a pop, so I have a bunch of these. I actually need to place an Old Navy order and get more, but I wanted to show you in case you need new summer basics. I love wearing these with like loose baggy pants like this. These are H&M last year, so I can't link them or anything, but really good basics. I need to get this out of the background, but join me for a day of momming, homeschooling, etc. Okay, all the girls are downstairs. They've had their tea, which is just their warm honey water, and we have been on our Wild Robot grind, and we are going to see if we can find some Wild Robot coloring pages for them to do while I do breakfast, because the big girls made like book reports for it, like on these trifold posters, but the little girls would probably like to do a coloring sheet. You want that one, Ollie?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. There's one for each of you. That's the one that Ollie and Margot are gonna do. Okay, finding an angle when they're all awake that they are not in is kind of tricky, but there's this website that I discovered that's from, our charter gives us subscriptions to like some educational platforms, and it's called Sora app, and it's like a digital library, kind of like Libby is the format, but it has all kinds of books on here, and you can like pull up a kid's book and read it by like flipping the pages, or there's audiobooks, and there's like a giant kids library, which is so nice for like, there's like an Amelia Earhart, who was Amelia Earhart type of book. And I feel like stuff like this comes up all the time where we'll be talking about something and I'll think, oh, I wish I had a kid's book, but it's not like I want to place a library hold and get it next week. Like I want it now. So sometimes I'll just look on YouTube and get like a read aloud version, but this is way better. So Sora, S-O-R-A, but we are listening to the Wild Robot audiobook. We finished the series yesterday and we're already listening to the audiobooks now, but it's pretty nice because I can just open it on here. I don't know how much this costs normally. It's included with my homeschool charter subscription, but...
Animals shared one common language. They spent much of their time searching for some point the bug had egg inside the beagles.
I keep breakfast very simple. We are having sausages and bagels this morning. And then while we have breakfast, we do our read aloud. I don't typically eat with them. I eat a little bit later, but let me show you the sausages. Okay, so these are the only kind of bagels that I will eat or that we buy are the Dave's Killer Bread everything bagels, and the girls prefer the like cinnamon raisin or the blazing blueberry, whatever the blueberry one is called. And then the breakfast sausage that we get from Costco are these Amy Lou chicken breakfast links. And for 3 of them, it's 12 grams of protein, 130 calories. They're really, really good. I just do them on the cast iron, pardon the dirty stove top. Getting more tea, need more honey. I'm still going strong with my candle warmer lamp that I showed in the last video. I really want to get one for my bedroom and for the other room, but it's so nice because I have my candle, which these are so good, the grapefruit ones from Trader Joe's, under here, and I can smell it all the time. But as you can tell, let me see. The wax like isn't, you know, burning and disappearing because it just heats up and then it forms again. So even though I do this every day, it lasts a lot longer.
Chapter 26. And became quite kind of asleep when she heard.
So now that we finished the Wild Robot series, we're going to be doing just like some standalone chapter books. And this popped into my memory from my childhood. And even just this cover is like so nostalgic to me. So we started it last night, got through chapter 1. I posted this on Instagram and so many of you were like, oh my gosh, you just unlocked a core memory that I didn't know I had. So we'll see if it's any good. I mean, nothing I feel like is going to compare to Wild Robot. And it's definitely not like a great classic, you know, but I feel like it'll be fun and engaging for them, hopefully.
She had purple too. Yep, and a waffle.
And she left Nanny on the horse and Annabelle and Uncle Doll on the cows. Okay, they're just finishing up breakfast. I am going to prep some stuff and print it for our social studies lesson. I think what we're gonna do today is one of the topics that we have like not explicitly covered, but we talk about all the time, is like comparing how things are done in different parts of the world. And we have the Children Just Like Me book, and I love that, where it compares like daily life for kids in different countries and stuff. So I think what we're gonna do is do a couple like printed graphic organizer type things, and we're gonna compare the lifestyles of kids in 2 different parts of the world. And that's gonna be our social studies lesson, and then we can watch like some corresponding videos and stuff about like how things are done around the world. These are the printouts that I just did. So for these, we're gonna talk about the tundra biome today, because we finished the wild robot, and in that she is in the tundra meeting a lot of northern animals. So we're gonna do like, you know, animals of the north or the tundra biome, whatever. And then each box will have like a different element of it or a different animal. So I printed 2 of those, and then I printed these sheets. So this is what we are going to do our social studies on. So they are going to pick children from the book, and they will like draw a picture of her, write their name, what country they're from, and then like what she eats, what she does. Oh my gosh. So basically just comparing the 2 kids on this. So I just formatted it so that there was like 2 of these per sheet. Oh my gosh, the toddlers this morning. These templates came from one of my most used TPT purchases on Teachers Pay Teachers. This is the seller if you want to look it up. And it's basically all these like 1-pager templates. And there's like multiple folders of these, but it gives you just all of these like ideas that you can use these for. And they're just these like very simple templates. You can see them all on the side right here. They are good for everything from like book reports to just like any subject. You can basically use these. So I have found these to be very handy for homeschool. And like I said, she gives a lot of good examples of ways to use them. So this was like $10, I think. And I've really, really enjoyed them, and we've done a ton of different stuff already. Exciting package came in the mail, Kite Baby. I am so lucky that I am on their PR list, so we get sent like new releases and stuff, and that is definitely a perk of doing the internet job thing. Oh my gosh, it's dinosaurs. These are so cute. I'll toss them to you when they're your size. So my kids have basically been clothed in free pajamas for several years, which I'm so grateful for.
Oh no!
Okay, you can take the card.
Baby.
There's babies. Yeah, there's babies on the card. Let's see who these are. Okay, these are Ollie's. What do you think? Yep, these are 7s, and having all 4 of them be able to match still, like that's hard in some brands because my older girls are getting bigger, you know, makes me so unbelievably giddy. And then knowing that like the 7s will pass all the way through to my youngest. This is one perk of having all the same gender that I feel like people don't talk about a lot, is that the clothes situation, while it's chaotic to do laundry, it's very like confusing to figure out whose is whose and who's wearing which size and which brand. It is really fun getting to have them match. Maggie, these ones are yours. Look, dinos. Okay, so I just got the table set up for this lesson that we're gonna do, and I made like a TikTok just now about it, so you'll probably see that before you see this, but I wanted to share. So I printed those graphic organizers right here, and then here are our books. The one that I am starting with that I would recommend for anyone is this Me on the Map book, because it shows like, this is me in my room, this is me in my room in my house, this is my house on my street in my city, and it zooms all the way out until they find their place on the map of the entire world. And it really gives them like great context for finding their place, starting with something as simple as like their room and then just going boop, boop, boop out. So then after that, we will talk about how kids have certain things that they have in common. Everyone eats, everyone has a home, most kids go to school. And then we will open this book, which I adore this book so much, Children Just Like Me. It's a DK book, and it gives profiles of children from around the world, all different countries and stuff. So it shows like, you know, animals that live where they live, what they do for fun, what sports are played, who lives in their home. And we will probably flip through this and find a couple that catch their interest, hopefully from like different demographics, different parts of the world. And once we find them, so let's say they choose this one, what country is this? Colombia. So if they choose that, we will locate Colombia on the map. This is like an Usborne big picture atlas book. So we will find Colombia on the map here. And then I have a couple books that are like, this one is called Countries of the World. This is another DK book. And I have one called The Travel Book. And we will find the page like, oh, that happens to be open to Colombia. So then we will read like the profile about Colombia, where this child lives. And then I have this book too. This is like an Usborne children's encyclopedia, but it has a QR code for a day in the life of a child in Egypt. And these are like things that everyone does in all countries. And then my big girls will take these sheets and they will take the 2 children from this book, Ollie, careful, that they chose, and they will put like Miguel from Colombia, and then they'll write like, I eat, blah, 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 I wear, blah, 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 like the little things about them here. So it should be a good little lesson. Yep, food, water, and shelter. What else do you think all kids like to do?
Play. Have different languages. And some live in different states, and some people eat different food.
A lot of the time in the US, it's just a nuclear family, where in other parts of the country, it's more common to have the extended family live with them. So I'm gonna have you read the Me on the Map book, and then we will start looking through this book, and we'll learn about some specific kids in different countries, and we will compare and find similarities. Ooh, horseback riding. We'll find similarities and differences between kids that live in different parts of the world. Yeah, that's a girl.
This is me in my room. This is my house. This is a map of my house. This is my room on the map of my house. This is my house on the map of my street. This is my world. This is called Earth. It looks like a giant ball. If you could unroll the world and make it flat, and the map of my world. At the map of my country and find my state. Then I look at the map of my state and find my town.
No two of us are the same, as nobody looks, thinks, or feels exactly the same way as anybody else. We can make things, solve problems, and create beautiful works of art. Most scientists believe that it took an extremely long time for us to develop into the amazing people we are today. Everybody looks different from everybody else in the world. Some people are taller or shorter than others, with lighter or darker skin, or eyes of a particular shape. Even identical twins don't look exactly alike. Do you remember that book that we just read, The Eyes That Kiss in the Corners? How was that an example of how people can look differently based on what part of the world that they're living in, or that they're born in? In that book, what was different about that character in that book that made her look different based on where her family was from?
Her eyes, she lived in China, so her eyes kissed in the corner.
Yeah, it was a sweet book.
Like this.
Yeah. People have many different beliefs about the world around them. These beliefs are often called a religion. Remember how we were talking about Pope Francis yesterday? Catholicism, it's a big word.
English, Spanish, French.
The baby has to be scribbling or on my lap at all times. She's in mismatched Christmas and Halloween pajamas right now.
We need to go here.
I've been to Croatia. I've been to that city right there.
You've been to this beach?
I didn't go on the beach, but I've been to that city. It's called Dubrovnik.
I want to go
Dubrovnik.
there.
I'm having them each pick one child from the children, just like Neva.
strong
Those are going to be the two that we do the thing on. Okay, no surprise that Rosie chose Lily with the fancy girly swirly ladybug costume. So we're going to read about Lily. Any guesses about which country she might be from? Lily is from the same country as you. What?
Strawberry costume.
Oh, it's not a ladybug? Oh, it is a strawberry, and her sister's a chick. It's from the United States of America. Do you know anyone else who lives there? You guys. Okay, let's see which state she lives in. Ooh, she lives on a farm in Ohio. So do we have something in common with Lily's family? We love s'mores and we live in the United States. Okay, so here's the mid-morning check-in and the state of my house. It is quite disheveled. There's stuff around, there's cats around, not crazy. So I'm asked in like every single Q&A I ever do, like, what do you do about days where your kids just aren't feeling it? Or like, your kids seem so on it with school. Do they ever fight you on it? And this morning did not go as planned. That lesson, they were not super into it. The clips that I included, they were vibing. Like the conversation and reading from the books was great. And then when it came time to like do the sheet that I like proposed for them, they were both complaining. Like my 5-year-old has been having a little bit of a morning and she made it very clear that she was not interested in doing it. And then my 7-year-old kind of just started slopping through and didn't want to do part of it and whatever. And on good days, I can look at these scenarios and be like, okay, it's not their fault. We did have a different structured morning this morning. We usually like do math right away and it's a little more routine, but I've been filming. I did a short form video this morning and they were really vibing with the wild robot stuff this morning. So I let them work on their poster projects and their audiobook and do that stuff, which was still like productive, good things. And we read from our chapter book right here. But when it came time to start doing school mid-morning, I feel like their blood sugar is down a little bit and they like ate breakfast hours ago. They're probably kind of hungry and grumpy and they've just been in their own little world. And when I don't start school early and right out of the gate, it really comes back to bite me. So on good days, I can just say, okay, cool, another data point. I will mentally note that I need to get things started earlier, that I need to probably have a snack before XYZ and need to set them up for success more. And I wouldn't call it a loss because we still had a great conversation and talked about this topic and read and whatever. On bad days, when I'm like feeling bad for myself or just feeling grumpy, which happens, I'm like, cool, I just put in all this effort and they don't give a shiz. Or I can like convince myself that I'm doing a bad job as like the teacher mom or whatever, and that's just not the case. So I'm just gonna call it a win that we talked about that. They did a little bit of writing. It's not gonna be something that I like keep as a work sample or anything because they just like were not feeling it. But I'm going to reset for the day because the downstairs is messy. I've not taken great care of myself as far as nourishing myself, feeding myself today. I have the little two watching right now, and I sent the big ones upstairs. I'm only talking a lot in detail about like discipline or how I manage them and stuff like that, but when there's a scenario like this, it wasn't that they just said, hey mom, I don't really want to do this right now. There were attitudes and groaning and being rude and slamming pencils involved. So what I did is I said, okay, you guys need to just go upstairs because I want to clean by myself down here with the podcast for a few minutes, and I will probably not allow them to do their normal screen time midday. And that's just a fairly like natural consequence for me. Like that is a treat that they get to enjoy every day as part of a routine when everything is going well. But when they have bad attitudes and they didn't accomplish the schoolwork that we needed to get done today, that is a way of me just saying like, okay, yeah, like you guys made that choice by not listening. And we're not going to do screen time. I'll probably send them outside during nap time instead, or they can continue to listen to audiobooks or Yodo. So I'm letting the little ones watch something right now. I also just want to encourage the other homeschool moms out there that like it is a marathon, not a sprint. And like you're going to have some days, like we had a day earlier this week where they did, or my oldest daughter did 3 hours of language arts. She did 6 or 7 lessons in a row because she was like really like hell-bent on finishing it so that she could like have her end of the curriculum little celebration. She was powering through it, killing it, did 55 spelling analysis words, like really did an amazing, phenomenal job and was very self-motivated with it. And then there are other times where they're just not gonna feel it. And like, I'm the same way as an adult. Like some days I'm like, let me crush the laundry, let me get it all done. And some days I'm just like grumpy and wanna sit around. So I try to have grace for them and look at the big picture rather than one day. But then I look at this and I'm like, they stayed up late in their rooms last night working on these poster projects for Wild Robot. And they're so amazing. So I just really have to think about stuff like that. Let me show you these. So I wish that I still had the link for these. They're like these tri-fold poster board projects. So there's Bright Bill falling out of that one. So this one, is this Rosie's or Rosie's? So she's 5 and she got one of these last night and she made it like this. And right here it says the Wild Robot. She wrote this. And then my older daughter helped her with writing some of these, but she drew all the background. She drew like the little scenes from the Wild Robot that she liked. This is Bright Bill on Roz's head, them in the tree. And then over here it says plot, and Lucy wrote rescue the island and ocean on Rosie's. And then the front has all of these decorations. It's so cute. And then Rosie did this little Bright Bill coloring sheet this morning, and she is my 5.5-year-old. And then my oldest daughter did hers, and this is the front, Wild Robot Protects. And then again, it opens up, and hers is a little more advanced. And she wrote a character list right here, the different settings that the book takes place in. And then she did the same vibe where she drew like 3 different scenes from the book. And then over here, it's favorite parts when Roz comes back to the island. The plot is Roz has to stop the poison tide. And she did this all on her own, like fully self-directed. And they worked on these like after bedtime in their room and stuff. So yeah, I mean, everything just balances out, and I'm not gonna call it a bad morning. Another win, Margot, my 3-year-old, did the Wild Robot coloring sheet, and she used all these stickers, and it looks so cute. And she drew inside the lines really, really well. She's getting a lot better with her fine motor work. I'm on snack duty, but thank you for joining me this morning. I was going to do a full day in the life vlog, but the majority of our structured doesn't want the snack that you requested. The majority of the structured part of our day happens early, and the rest of our day hopefully will go well. But thank you for joining me. I hope that you're having a good day, and we will chat soon.